You wouldn't read about it. We are finally heading up to the bush. Myself and Emily got married the other day, so this is our bit of a trip after the wedding. Not what we had in mind, but because Corona is still around, it's what we're going to do. So, yeah, the car's fully loaded. McGill down at Chickerell Street Exhaust finished off my roof rack, and I painted the roof. So we got a roof rack because I needed it to carry the gazebo. And yeah, obviously my rear bar, that's not done. So the jerry can of water is also on the roof, which is not ideal, but it's that's what's got to happen right now. So Emily hasn't been to Dargo before, so that's where we're heading first off. It's sort of kind of out of the way for where I was heading, but yeah, anyway, she hasn't been there, so we're racing to get to the pub for lunch. And yeah, we just stopped to let the dogs out for a little bit on the way. But yeah, so heading to Dargo, and then sort of east from Dargo, and then head north and out Dinner Plain somewhere over Hotham and around that area, and then probably back home through Lacola. No real plan. So I set out all the rooftop paper maps on the floor at home. Yeah, it was massive area of maps, and then I had the tablet with the maps on it, and just marked points of interest where I want to go, and yeah, places that I think would be cool. So yeah, no real plan or rough. We've got a rough direction, but no real places that we have to be. We've got 6 days, I think. So yeah, we're just going to cruise around and see what we find. I've tried to do a little bit of research on if there is any actual hard tracks in the area. So far I've only found one, and we're probably going to do it maybe this arvo or tomorrow morning. I don't know. We'll just wait and see. So anyway, we'll keep motoring to Dargo, and yeah, hopefully this ends up as maybe a 2-part video. But yeah, enjoy. What's your first impressions on Dargo?
It's cute.
No, we made it to Dargo. Sitting out the front of the pub. And yeah, hopefully we can catch a feed and then keep motoring. Alright, so we just finished our meal at the pub. It was bloody beautiful. Yeah, we both enjoyed it. So keep motoring into the bush now. We are going to find, it's called Orton's Track. Apparently it's hard. I guess I'll be the judge of that when we get there. So yeah, a bit of 4-wheel drive, and then probably by that time might be looking for a bit of a campsite a bit further in. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I've just pulled up, done a little bit of dirt road driving, but I'm going to let some air out of the tyres for comfort reasons. And yeah, we're not far off the track, so.
Abby, stay there. We have casualties.
I was wondering why it was wheel lifting so much.
You reckon, Das?
We have missing sway bar bolt.
Oh.
Yeah, it felt a little bit sketchy. Never lift wheels like that, so there was a prior problem, and I don't think I fixed it properly. That's why slipped the memory. Anyway, doesn't matter. Oh, that was actually pretty gnarly. In the wet, that would be a winch job, I think. But yeah, obviously it was picking up wheels a lot, and that was interesting. And it didn't feel that good on some of the rock steps. And yeah, obviously the sway bar bolt's fallen out, so we don't have a sway bar, which is why. It sucks without a sway bar. So we'll keep motoring. I'll see if I can fix it at the end, but we might be running no sway bar. All right, well that's done. That was actually awesome track. So I got the hot tip off someone to go from north to south. Either way it'd be fun, but going north to south, you're going up that hard bit, but it's only really that hard bit that you're going up. If you went south to north, yeah, you go down that real hard bit, but the climb out the other way would be pretty fun if it was a bit wet. But yeah, it's still a pretty gnarly track, pretty gnarly section. Yeah, that sway bar did not make it feel good on that hill, and obviously with the little bit of weight on the roof also didn't feel that good. So anyway, it's good to check it out. It's pretty overgrown. I wouldn't go in there if you're not experienced, or if there's been excessive rain, or you're not prepared, because that could turn ugly real quick in there. So yeah, keep that in mind. And yeah, from the south side to the helipad is two-wheel drive stuff, and then yeah, it's from the helipad to the north side track, which is Mount Steve, I think. So yeah, if you're going to do it north to south, pretty much to go. So probably should have aired down a bit more. I only went down to 22 because yeah, I'm only just driving around. So usually stuff like that I'll have it about 10. But anyway, we made it through no problem, and yeah, we're going to keep cruising for a bit and find a campsite. Come across this cool little hut. It's yeah, it's only small little shed, but yeah, pretty neat and tidy, I guess. People leave firewood here, and little book. Are you gonna sign the book? I suppose we didn't stay here. Still pretty tidy. Good if you needed shelter, I guess. Owen Waller hut. Not a bad little spot. We'll keep moving. I've just pulled up to camp. It's not ideal, right next to the bloody road, but yeah, it's a nice little open spot. Obviously only one car, it's easy to find a spot for, so yeah, this will do for the night. We didn't want to drive into the night and then have to set up in the dark, so yeah, especially if it's a new spot, and neither of us have been up sort of this area, so just found a random spot. But anyway, cut some wood, and Emily's cooking some dinner, and yeah, finish setting up, and probably see you tomorrow. Alright, so we're packed up, ready to go. A little bit of wood left for the next people. It's always handy. But I thought I'd quickly show you a bit more with his roof rack. So yeah, he made up these cool mounts that bolt to the roof slider, because obviously that's just a normal roof rack that has the conventional gutter mounts that clamp to the gutter, and obviously they're not going to work with the roof sliders. So yeah, massive thanks to Chickerell Street Exhaust for doing that. I gave him next to no time, because up until probably 4 days or probably 5 days ago, I didn't think we were going to be coming. So yeah, when it was announced that we were able to have our plans, our wedding plans and our trip, I just dropped the car off and said I need a roof rack. So yeah, obviously that's appreciated. So anyway, he ended up putting a light bar, had time to put the light bar on the back, and also a light bar on the front, which is pretty good, because yeah, I haven't had a light bar up on the roof for ages. I prefer it on the roof. And he also adjusted the snorkel bracket. So he folded up a new bracket to suit the roof sliders as well. And I also got the winch on as well. Everything's good, got rope. Yeah, everything works. Light bar's wired in. Everything works. I was hoping to sort of test it out yesterday on that track, but you know, ended up driving it, so I might have to find a spot to test it out, because yeah, I want to see how it goes. Anyway, we'll get moving. All right, we made a massive detour into Bairnsdale. Initially, we were going to go to Bruthen anyway, and we weren't going to go through Dargo, but anyway, we yeah, ventured back into Bairnsdale. We're going to get some fuel, and I thought I'd better try and fix his sway bar. So what happened was, the bracket that holds it to the diff, it popped the top bolt out, but it was already a problem. The thread was damaged, and then I put a coarse thread bolt in there, and because I got a whole new rear housing going in, I sort of forgot to fix it. So you know, what it's done is loaded the sway bar right up, popped the top bolt out, and folded this bracket back down, and then in the meantime stripped the thread on the bottom one. So I'm going to go try and find a couple coarse thread bolts. I might put a couple strands of copper around them, and then yeah, try and cross thread them in there or something like that, just to put the sway bar back in, because driving around no sway bar is horrible. So yeah, we'll see if we can fix it, and then yeah, we're going to venture up to Bruthen and then back in the bush again and keep motoring north. So right, we're coming up to where we were supposed to go first. So there's only one reason I came here. Check out the name. Anyway, we're going to venture up here. Well, we made it. The top of Mount Little Dick. It's just as underwhelming as the name says, but anyway, pretty cool to come here. It's not far out of Bruthen, but when I seen it on the map, I just couldn't not come here because it's funny. So yeah, from here we're just going to head sort of north through the bush, and there's a few cool things that we're going to check out. But yeah, we're sort of running late on time again because we've got no real time schedule, so who knows where we're going to end up tonight. But yeah, the aim is to sort of get up towards Dinner Plain. We've come for a cruise into Martha Vale. Obviously there, it looks like they've demolished the hut and yeah, put a slab down. So looks like there'll be a new hut going up here soon, and it looks like there's a new dunny up there too. So cool little campsite, but if it wasn't 2:30 in the arvo, I think we'd be staying here, but we've got a bit more ground to cover. So but I'm glad I came in here. It's a good little spot, a nice little creek, and yeah, obviously they maintain it pretty well. Nice rock road and that in here. So Yeah, it's good. But anyway, we're going to keep moving. The aim is to get to, I think it's called Mount Delusion, and by the looks of the map there's a hut there, so hopefully we can camp there. But I'm not sure how far away that is, but hopefully we'll get there in a couple of hours, so we'll keep motoring. How cool is this? It's an old grader. We've done some work up here. It looked like it had been burnt in the fires, but on closer inspection, it's rusted out. It's probably been here for many years, so cool little find. We'll keep moving. Come for a bit of a cruise up to Mount Baldhead. There's not that much of a view. It looks like a phone tower or tower of some sort. Tower of some sort. But yeah, not much of a view. It's sort of overshadowed by trees. Oh, good to come up for a look, but see what else we can find. Maybe there's another spot up here. See if we can find something. How good's this view? It's on Grassy Ridge Track, I think it's called. Just come over the top. Bloody beautiful. It's not super clear today, but still an awesome view nonetheless. Be cool to camp up here, but yeah, there's no sort of shelter from the wind. If the wind picked up, it'd be bloody freezing. So we're gonna keep cruising and see if we can find somewhere down a little bit lower, a bit more protection. Well, there you go. Thought it was a hut you could stay in. It's blocked off and rough as guts. So yeah, we just had a bit of a look at the paper map because it's got a bit more detail than the digital one. And yeah, no real plan where we're going to stay now. So we're going to keep cruising around and yeah, find somewhere to stay, whether it's up here somewhere or we keep going in the direction we're heading. We'll find a spot anyway. Well, it's not much, but it's home for the night. Dingy old logging hut. There's markings in here from 1982, I think. So yeah, a lot of old logging crews would have stayed in here, but it's pretty dingy. But anyway, one thing that I have noticed is there is no good campsites up here. So apart from that one we seen earlier today, we have seen 0 good camp spots. So that's very interesting to keep in mind next time I come up here. So anyway, we'll get the fire going, do some cooking and see what the night brings. Well, we had an alright stay in the dingy old logging hut. Not ideal, but anyway, roof over your head doesn't really matter. It's good enough. So it's probably a bit later than we were wanting to get out, but we kind of slept in because you're in the cabin. So anyway, we're going to cruise off. I think we're going to just go up the road to Wentworth Falls, and then I think it's Messmate track, and then yeah, sort of start heading up towards go past Dog's Grave and then up towards Dinner Plain and something like that, and just see where we end up for the day. Hopefully we make it to Blue Rag. That's the plan, and then yeah, we'll make a plan from there as to what we're going to do. But you know, just got to put the fire out and then yeah, make a move. Look at that. That is insane. Even a mission to walk down here is bloody steep. I think I'm going to keep walking. I think you'll be able to get to the edge of that one maybe. That is awesome. And look at this. Probably like 30 meters maybe, 20 to 30 meters over the edge. That's unreal though. You can sort of see where it goes over, but it's a bit sketchy walking along here. So probably not going to walk any further. Doesn't really look like anyone walked any further, so that's awesome. If you're willing to walk down here, that's a spot to come see. Good?
Yeah.
Scary?
Yeah.
Go on, up. Oh, it's a bit of a hike out, isn't it?
Yeah.
All of this is two-wheel drive out of here, but the walk down to the waterfall is pretty steep. Anyway, I think we're going to Dog's Grave, I think. Dog's Grave?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get moving.
You here to pick up a mate?
We made it to Dog's Grave. Cool little grave of a dog that yeah, worked up in the high country back in the 1860s, or it was buried here roughly 1863. So yeah, cool little spot. They've done it up pretty cool. Fence. There's actually a cool hut we'll go and check out as you come in. Awesome little camp spot actually, but there's a little path down here. We're gonna go and see where it leads us. Just takes us to a little campsite. Cool little spot. Kind of wish it was time so we could stay here, but anyway, we'll know for next time. Yeah, cool little camp spot, little fire pit and bench, and yeah, awesome little hut. It's a little bit disappointing. It's clean, obviously it's only new. Dog's Grave hut has a thing in here, but why do people feel the need to ride all over it? It's pretty ridiculous, but good to see that the pot valley's still here. Usually that'd have been someone's shed by now. There's a couple we've written up here, 19, maybe 17, yeah, so probably 2016 maybe it was put up. Maybe there's a date somewhere. Yeah, 16. Yeah, so it's only sort of 5 years old, but pretty awesome. But yeah, all the writing on the wall kind of ruins it. Anyway, it is what it is. Can't do much about it, so not a bad place to stay if you're up in this area. All right, well, I've been looking at the footage and there is like half an hour's worth of footage, so probably nearly 40 minutes. So generally that's enough for a video, so I'm going to wrap the video up here in this good spot here. But yeah, tune in next week, because after here we're going up to Dinner Plain, over Hotham, and then Blue Rag, and then yeah, probably stay at Harrietville, and then back home over Lacola maybe down Howett Plains or something. End up, yeah, McAllister River Track and whatever. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and comment, and if you're a new viewer, subscribe so you check out next week, and yeah, we'll see you then.